Here's a Boogie Triple Rectifier that just came in for service today. Take a look at the back here while it was in the head shell. And as you can see, one output tube is different than the others. Number one, you don't want to do this because you should put in a matched sextet, quartet, duet, whatever. So the output section, all the tubes are running at relatively the same current, same amplitude, etc., etc. Anytime I see just one tube's been replaced, that's almost always a red flag that there's more internal problems. And somebody's taking the cheap way out. And sure enough, there we are. It blew a screen grid resistor. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but did some fair amount of damage to a wire in there as well that was running parallel to the resistor. And rather than cleaning up, replacing the wire, putting some heat shrink over the wire, because obviously the insulation is at least damaged, they didn't do any of that. They didn't pull this board at all. They took the lazy way out and just jumpered in a new 1K and cut the old screen grid resistor out. Didn't even remove the leads from the PCB. So, as you can see, this is what it should look like if it was done correctly. Can't tell you how often I see this stuff. Pretty ridiculous, really. So we're going to pull all the tubes, check all of these control grid resistors, pull that output board. And why the guy didn't do this, the other tech, is because you do have to pull this output switching board across the back. Have to unsolder some wires. It does take about 15 minutes to do, but if you're going to do it right. And then you pull out that output PCB and replace that correctly. As long as the trace can be saved. If the trace is damaged, which is pretty rare on these boogies, then we'll have to come up with a better plan, and then at least insulate that charred wire underneath that you can't really see, possibly splice in a new piece, and then put in some new tubes and fire it back up.